Today we are going to make a super delicious and extremely popular spongy dessert of India. Its origin is East India but is loved everywhere now. It is called chumchum and made with freshly made paneer, which is cottage cheese or farmer's cheese. So let's begin. So very first step to make this wonderful dessert is boiling the milk. We are going to make our own fresh cheese which is called paneer or chena. And then in order to make cheese, first thing we have to do is boil the milk. I have entire gallon of full fat milk here, but you can make it in a smaller quantity and use 4 cups of milk instead. I am heating my milk in instant pot. You can do it on a stove top if you do not have instant pot. So let's start the instant pot on boil setting. It takes about 40 minutes to boil the entire gallon of milk in an instant pot. So our milk has come to a boiling point. I have turned off the instant pot. I am going to stir it to release some of the steam. And now we are going to add the vinegar to make our cheese, paneer or chena. I have half a cup of vinegar, white vinegar here, but I am not going to use entire right away. I am going to pour vinegar little bit at a time, stir in between and make sure the paneer is curdling or milk is curdling slowly. And then we'll add more vinegar as needed. So a few drops at a time. You can see it has started separating curds and whey, and then when we see a clear water which is yellowish green, very pale yellow, that's the time we are going to stop adding the vinegar. Paneer is ready. It is separated very well. Curds and whey are separated. I'm going to show you a close up. You can see that yellowish water. That means it's ready. So I have stopped adding the vinegar now. I did not use the entire half cup of vinegar. So I have about 2 tablespoon vinegar remaining. So now we are going to separate it. That means we are going to strain it and separate the cheese from the whey. I am using a clean muslin cloth to separate curds and whey or chena from the water. Now I am going to wash this paneer or chena with the tap water. You can also use ice cold water. We are doing this for 2 reasons. First, we want to bring down the temperature of chena quickly, so it will be nice and soft, and also there will not be any taste of vinegar remaining in our paneer, and that's why we are washing it. Now we are going to bundle it together and hang it to drain all the water for about an hour. It has drained well, it's not dripping anymore. So the next step is mashing the paneer. The paneer has a very grainy texture right now. Now I am going to mash it and knead it into a very super soft dough. But before that, I am adding little bit of orange food color. Normally chumchums are, it could be pink, orange or yellow. So you can choose any color you like. This is edible food color to remember. Now I'm using my blender jar to mash the paneer. It will speed up the process. You can use a food processor or a food mill, whichever you like. So you can see our paneer is very nice and soft. It's like a roti dough. And that's what we want. Now we are going to divide it in portions and make balls and then roll them in long shape or oblong shape. So couple of things to remember here when we are making the balls or shaping them, they should be not too big because when we boil them in sugar syrup, they are going to double in size. And also rolling them should be extremely smooth. If there are cracks, they might break while boiling. Now it's time to move on to the syrup. I have 8 cups of water boiling here. I'm adding 3.5 cups of sugar to it, and I'm also using some remaining syrup which I have left over from the last time. I make these dessert quite often, so I always have leftover syrup which I freeze it so I can use it the next time. Now sugar syrup should come back to a rolling boil. One thing to remember here, always use a heavy bottom and wide mouth pan so our chumchums will have plenty of room to dance around and expand well. So the syrup has come back to a boil now. It's time to add our chumchum to it. We are going to add them all at once. Stir them gently once. Cover it tight. And now we are going to leave it alone for 15 minutes. Absolutely do not open the lid at this point. Otherwise they will be flat. They are going to double in size and it may look like they are sticking to each other. So we are going to shake the pan, but do not open the lid. Shaking the pan is going to separate them. They will move around and stay in the syrup instead of sticking to each other. I can see through the lid they are expanded very well. They have gotten double in size and they have puffed well. So after 15 minutes we will let it sit for another half an hour and then we will open the lid. Look at this. OMG, they are so beautiful. I want to show you if they are done well or not. You take out one chum-chum, squeeze all the syrup out, and when you dip it back in the syrup, it will absorb the syrup just like a sponge. That means they have cooked very well. Now at this point, you can decorate them any way you want. I normally put some pistachio powder and garnish them with dried rose petals. These will stay in the refrigerator for 10 days. Please follow all the tips I have given you and I am pretty sure you will be a pro in no time. And when you take it to the party, you will be the highlight of the party. Stay connected. I'll see you soon.